From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is a Tropical Weather Update.
Fred Gossage here in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center on this Friday, August 15th, 2025 with your daily tropical weather update. And Aaron, that we've been tracking so far this week, finally up to hurricane status as the late morning advisory issued at 10 a.m. Central Time this morning. Here's a look at satellite. You can see an organizing inner core here, the spiral bands of deep convection in the center. We do see some hints that there's a little dry air still being entrained into the center of circulation, but that may be starting to get worked out now. So I expect further intensification over the next 12 to 24 hours, and that is shown in the official forecast from the National Hurricane Center. Here is the advisory from 10 a.m. The next advisory comes out at 4 p.m. Central Time this afternoon, but as of the late morning advisory, maximum sustained winds are up to 75 miles an hour, starting to make that west-northwest turn that we've been watching for and expecting now. So it is starting to gain latitude, moving west-northwest at 17. Here's the latest track, and expected to become a Category 3 hurricane by Saturday evening. And by Sunday evening, if it doesn't do it sooner than that, now forecast to become a Category 4 hurricane east of the Bahamas and north of Puerto Rico and northeast of Hispaniola. The core circulation will stay north of the Leeward Islands, will stay north of Puerto Rico and Hispaniola, will stay east of the Bahamas, but it's getting close enough to the far northern Leeward Islands that there is the possibility of maybe some short-lived tropical storm force wind gusts grazing islands with some rain bands. So there are some tropical storm alerts there for that area, but the center of circulation will stay north of the islands and out over open water, continuing to gain latitude through the weekend. And then by Monday, we're making the northward turn with the system out in the western Atlantic. In the latest advisory through 5 days out through 7 a.m. Wednesday morning, has the center of circulation well offshore of the east coast of the United States and missing Bermuda off to the west. So it looks like it's going to shoot the gap between the eastern coast of the United States and Bermuda. Still expecting some big waves offshore, still expecting a significant rip current risk on the eastern seaboard and some choppy waters and maybe some areas of coastal beach erosion as well, but not expecting a direct threat in terms of a strike, a landfall on any part of the U.S. coastline. We have high confidence that this is going to recurve out into the open waters, and we're getting more and more confident that the center of circulation is going to be significantly west of Bermuda as well, shooting the gap there over the open waters, which is certainly good news. Here are the tropical models for Aaron, and you can see they're all in high confidence here that we're going to make the north return going to the early part of the week, and we're going to be in between Bermuda and the east coast of the United States. So the core circulation where the strongest winds will be out over open water. And given that this will be a major hurricane late weekend and early next week, that is certainly good news. The most devastating winds and what would be the most devastating surge if it were to come on shore, all of that is staying well offshore over open water, which is certainly good news. It could be a much different situation if this made landfall. Back to our system we've been watching in the Bay of Campeche and the Western Gulf. This has now moved onshore near the Rio Grande, so it's lost its potential for tropical development. It never got a closed surface level circulation, and the trough with it, the tropical wave trough at the surface, has now moved on land. So we no longer expect any potential for tropical development with this system, just enhanced rain and thunderstorm activity for northern Mexico and southern Texas here over the next couple of days. No direct impact to the Tennessee Valley or the inland southeastern United States, just southern Texas and northern Mexico with enhanced rainfall activity. Tropical wave activity out behind Aaron. We'll be watching that in the next several days to see what happens with it, because there are some models that still want to develop another system. There's a lot of inconsistency, though, and then if anything does develop, just like when Aaron was out here way out in time before it would have any potential to make a run at the United States, and we're not even sure anything will develop out of this wave activity in the immediate future. So we'll be watching as we always do. Again, Hurricane Aaron now on the board, but not expected to be a direct landfall on the United States, and not expected to be a wind and rain risk to the direct United States. The far northern Leeward Islands may see some tropical storm force wind gusts here over the next 24 to 48 hours. That's the most impact in those areas. For the 48 United States, the lower 48, we're talking about wave action on the East Coast, high rip current risk early to middle part of next week, and maybe some coastal beach erosion here and there, but not a direct landfall type impact to the United States, which is certainly good news. Our next regularly scheduled tropical weather update will be with Chase Wilson over the weekend. He will be back tomorrow, Saturday, August 16th at 3 p.m. Central Time.